Second half getting underway here in the pyramid between Long Beach State and UC Santa Barbara. It's 41-30. UC Santa Barbara ahead by 11 as Long Beach State gets the opening possession of this second half. Jacoya Jones-Brown passes to Pukas down to the corner for Ka. She pulls the triple. It rims out. Rebound secured by Zoe Shaw. Santa Barbara gets out to run. On the other end, here's Burke back in the game. She goes up with the left hand and gets the foul. Skylar Burke left midway through that first half with a hip injury, but now she's back out on the floor, and she's got 2 free throws.
Yeah, and the shooting woes continue for Long Beach State in that second quarter. Bruce just 4 for 16, 25% from the field, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Kanaka opens this third quarter with another missed triple, and the Gauchos now another opportunity for some free points beyond the free throw line.
First free throw is no good, bounced around the rim a couple of times. Skylar Burke, an 82% free throw shooter, entering today as this is her first trip to the line. Long Beach State and UC Santa Barbara were tied 20-20 at the end of the first quarter as Burke makes the second free throw. Now it's 42-30. Santa Barbara pulled way ahead during that second quarter. Now they're in a full court press. Kenan Ka with the ball passes up to the logo for Pepe. Now on a bounce, Jacoya Jones-Brown gets the pass and breaks the press.
Whoa.
But then her pass all the way to the other corner gets picked off. An easy steal for Skylar Burke, last year's All-Big West defensive team selection. Maddie Narrow passes down low to Bradley, and she lays it right up and through. So Santa Barbara with another quick start to the third quarter as they're up 14.
And when the Gauchos have chosen to press in this game, it has caused Long Beach State so many problems on that last possession. The full court press leads to a steal and a transition bucket. Gauchos find themselves up 14.
Jacoya Jones-Brown dribbles for Long Beach State over to the left wing. Screen gets set. Now she passes to Ka. Goes to the corner for Pukas. Right back to Ka on the wing. She dribbles up to the top. Coming up to get a pass is Oliva Fernandez. She goes down low for Pepe. Getting doubled. She puts it up anyway, but missed off the glass. Skylar Burke with the rebound. Outlet goes up to Shaw. Now Shaw pulls the 3 in transition. It's short off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, though, for Border. She spins, puts it up with the left hand. No good. Shaw, another offensive rebound. They go back out to the wing. Shaw gets the pass in the corner. Now goes up to the top. Driving right in, shot, it'll be a foul. Maddie Narrow able to draw some contact as she drove in. It'll be another 2 free throws for the Gauchos.
Yeah, Maddie Narrow, she's a player coach Renee Jimenez has called an old guard. She's got an old head. She's got a family lineage, Bruce, as well, of professional basketball experience. That time a very savvy move to just take the contact from Kenan Ka, really sell it on the scoop layup, get herself some free throws.
Maddie Narrow steps up to the line here, 80% free throw shooter on the year. Like you said, JD, her grandfather, Rick Adelman, is a Hall of Fame NBA coach, former, and then her uncle is a current coach for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, her mother also a very accomplished career playing for Portland, the Pilots.
First free throw, no good off the back iron. 44-30 here in the third quarter. You see Santa Barbara ahead by 14 in the conference opener for both of these teams. Second shot, no good, so it's 0 for 2 on that trip to the line for Narrow. Brina Pukas gets the outlet on the other end for the Beach and gives back to Kenan Ka. Kenan Ka handling the ball. Jones-Brown comes up to the top to get it. Screen on the right side from Pukas. Jones-Brown dribbles to the wing, now passes back up to Pepe, swung over to Pukas, and now she hands off to Morgan Mack. One dribble and then a pass to Kenan Ka. Now goes over to Jones-Brown. She drives baseline, tries to scoop it with the left hand, but goes off the side of the backboard. Nothing there for Jacoya Jones-Brown. Outlet goes up to Maddie Narrow. She kicks out to Bradley. Bradley dribbles just inside the arc and then passes back out to Narrow, sets screen. Narrow getting doubled right up at the half-court line, gets a pass away to the wing. Now goes to the short corner. One dribble from Burke. She kicks out to the other side. Driving in is Border. She finds Burke back out near the top, driving in. It's going to be a travel. Burke tried to draw some more contact there. Already has a couple of free throws in this third quarter, but this time she gets called for a travel.
Yeah, not the shot the Gauchos won, but it's UC Santa Barbara really having their way with this Long Beach State defense. And for the first time tonight, Jacoya Jones-Brown's going to have a seat on the sidelines. Talking with Coach Amy Wright, the first action for Tyler Samuel Afalabe now.
It's a discussion going between Wright and Jones-Brown as the Beach break the full court press. Pukas getting doubled, but gives it on a bounce over to Pepe. She drives right to the block, puts it off the glass and through. Nice finish from Kylie Pepe from the left block.
And the first bucket for Kylie Pepe since the first quarter.
Border goes to the corner here for Shaw. Zoe Shaw takes it back out and gives to Border. Border dribbles up to the top, the 6-foot forward. Border looks for a pass, now gives on the right side over to Burke. Burke crosses over along the baseline, pump fake. Now a couple pump fakes. She goes up and then gets called once again for a 5-second violation. Had to pick up her dribble and some good defense down low. Kylie Pepe in the area alongside Brina Pukas. Beach force a turnover.
Yeah, and Tyra Samuel Afalabe is going to stay in the game. Jacoya Jones-Brown who already tonight has put up a few points in a whole lot of minutes. He's going to have a seat on the sidelines, and the Gauchos initially went to press. Now they back out of it. Long Beach gets to operate a half-court set with Brenna Pukas at the point guard position.
Pukas handles the ball here with Jones-Brown on the bench. Pukas calls for a screen, gets one from Tyra Samuel off a lobby. Pukas steps back along the wing, gives to Pepe at the top. Pump fake, and then a pass to Samuel off a lobby. Almost went out of bounds, and then Samuel off a lobby travels. The Beach all kinds of out of sorts, and Jones-Brown will come right back in the game. Samuel Afalabi started to cut as the pass got there, so she just barely tracked it down, and then as she started to move, didn't dribble in time.
And there was just no movement off the ball in that possession for Long Beach State, so Judy Oliva Fernandez also re-enters for Kylie Pepe.
Scoring drought of 2.5 minutes for UC Santa Barbara despite the 12-point lead. Up at the top, Puente Valverde passes over to Narrow. She drives with the left hand along the baseline, goes back out to the top. 3 for Border is good. Zoe Border knocks down the triple. Santa Barbara's open out their lead to the biggest of the night at 15.
It's another big-time triple. Santa Barbara hurting the Beach in so many different ways. 3-point shooting, the off-ball movement. The Beach simply cannot keep up.
Pass down low gets picked off. It's still on the ground. Pukas fighting for it alongside Border, and then it's going to be a jump ball. It's a good fight there from the freshman Pukas to keep it from being just a regular turnover. Possession arrow is with UC Santa Barbara, so they will get the ball.
A little bit more on that off-ball movement, Bruce. What UC Santa Barbara is doing is forcing Brennan Pukas and now Morgan Mack in the game, the 2 non-ball handling shooting guards, to chase their free shooting wings around the floor, fight through screens, and then if they're covered, force an elevator screen up to the top and get their bigs open. So Santa Barbara's doing a lot on the offensive end, and Long Beach State still sticking in a man-to-man defense. Some tough defensive assignments for the Beach here.
Santa Barbara crowded in the paint and looking to set up a play. Narrow dribbling by herself at the top. Then coming up is Anderson to get a pass. Goes right back to Narrow on the left wing as the Beach bring a couple defenders over in the area. Now a pass over, and a 3 for Shaw is good. So the Beach trying to rotate but can't get to Zoe Shaw in time on the wing. So the Gauchos break the press easily and get a 3 out of it.
And a different defensive look. The Gauchos took a second to set up a play. It was the Beach moving to a 2-3 zone that time, and the Gauchos moving along the wing, get an open shot, extend their lead to 18.
Jones-Brown takes a midi on the other side and gets a foul. Had her landing zone taken out by Puente Valverde. So the shot no good, but it'll be 2 free throws for Jacoya Jones-Brown.
Jacoya Jones-Brown coming off a solid performance against Oregon State, where she led the offense for most of the night, went ice cold though in the fourth quarter. She was 0 for 4 from the field, finished with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Tonight, similar stat line for Jacoya Jones-Brown. We've already seen her with a few 20-point explosions this season. She's on 9 points with 4 of 11 shooting, 1 for 1 from beyond the arc, but did not have her best second quarter, Bruce, and will now like to lead the Beach here in the third.
First free throw good. Jones-Brown at the line for the first time tonight on the season. She's an 83% free throw shooter, averaging just shy of 20 points per game in her sophomore campaign. Second one rims around and falls, so Jacoya Jones-Brown goes 2 for 2 on this trip. 50-34, a 16-point lead for the Gauchos. Double in the backcourt, and on a bounce it gets up to Zoe Shaw. Now the pass to the corner. Bradley pulls the 3, no good. Pass tipped, and Akot has the rebound for Long Beach State. Judy Oliva Fernandez across the timeline for the Beach. Dribbles over to the right side, passes to Akot. Hesitated along the baseline, then picks up her dribble and goes back out to the top. Pass down low. Easy steal there for Olivia Bradley. Now a long outlet up to Anderson. Her layup no good though. Had an easy one, but blew it in transition. Outlet up to Akot. She drives right in and dribbles it out of bounds off her foot. Another turnover for Long Beach State in transition. Still a 16-point lead for the Gauchos.
And those possessions, Bruce, back-to-back now for Long Beach State, are really an examination of what's happened in this game. Long Beach has matched UC Santa Barbara's pace throughout this game, and it was Long Beach State in the first quarter establishing themselves in the paint, outscoring the Gauchos 14-2. Since then, Long Beach State only 6 points in the paint through the next 2 quarters. Long Beach cannot afford to keep playing UC Santa Barbara's game if they want to find a way back into this third quarter.
50-34, the Gauchos way ahead here in the third quarter. We hit the media timeout as Long Beach looks to make a comeback. We'll be right back on 22 West Radio. UC Santa Barbara ahead by 16 over Long Beach State, 50-34 here, halfway through this third quarter. The Beach trailing by a bunch, and they're in danger of falling to 0-7 if they can't make a comeback.
Yeah, the comeback really needs to start now, Bruce. And the stat that jumps off the page here halfway through the third quarter is how many threes Long Beach State is shooting. They're 4 for 15 beyond the arc. Long Beach State not an efficient three-point shooting team. The Gauchos are, though. They're 11 for 17 on the night, and that is really their game. Long Beach needs to get back in the paint, dominating as they were at times in that first quarter. They cannot keep playing the Gauchos' high-paced run-and-gun offense and defensive game here throughout the third and fourth quarter. Long Beach simply do not have the legs. That is not their style of play. And even right in that last timeout, let the players lead the huddle, try to get the five on the floor to start talking, start leading something, as Long Beach finds themselves down 50-34.
Santa Barbara will be inbounding out of the media timeout. The Beach in a press. Maddie Narrow, the inbounder, gets into Anderson, pass right back to Narrow. She dribbles with some speed right across the timeline and passes off to Anderson and then gets it right back. Narrow standing on the logo at center court. 18 on the shot clock for Santa Barbara. A couple off-ball screens as Grant clears out to the wing. Now Bradley comes up to the high post, gets a pass, hands right back to Narrow as she cuts in and lays it up. No good, but a foul. Maddie Narrow will get 2 free throws here. Foul goes against Morgan Mack for the Beach.
Yeah, Morgan Mack got caught on one of those off-ball screens we were talking about a few possessions ago. Up at the top of the key, cutting around the screen at the top of the key was Narrow, and Mack forced to play catch-up and commit the foul.
It's the first personal for Mack, and now Maddie Narrow goes to the line. She's 0 for 2 on free throws, still looking for her first points tonight despite 20 minutes on the floor. Narrow's first one rattles in, so she is officially on the board, only 0 for 3 from the field, but 6 assists for Narrow has been the area she's contributed. Second free throw good. She goes 2 for 2. Maddie Narrow averaging 10 points per game coming into today, but leading the Gauchos with 3.7 assists per game. Jacoy Jones-Brown handles the ball for Long Beach State. They trail by 18. Morgan Mack on the left wing. Pump fakes and now swings a pass all the way across to the right corner. Pukas gets it, then hands off to Jones-Brown. Long 2 for Jones-Brown. Short rebound goes back to Narrow of the Gauchos. Then it gets dribbled out of bounds, but the ball will stay with Santa Barbara. Looks like Jones-Brown poked it out along the baseline.
Man, Long Beach is going to come out of this inbound play, continuing to press the 3 in the front court for Long Beach State. Rosie Akant tries to deny the primary ball handler, and it's Pukas and Mack on the wings.
Inbound goes to Anderson in the corner. She swings all the way over to Grant. Jessica Grant able to break the press, then finds a pass over to Burke. Brina Pukas went down hard as the 3 gets pulled. Akant has the rebound. Friendly fire as her and Morgan Mack both go to the ground. The ball goes out of bounds along the baseline from 3 different Beach players that all went down during that last sequence at one point or another, and the ball will stay with Santa Barbara.
Yeah, Brennan Pukas off the pump fake from Skylar Burke, gets flipped over, and then just awkward from Rosie Akant and Morgan Mack, who are both going for the same rebound. And then to boot, Jacoya Jones-Brown chases the ball into the front row of the empty VIP seats and nearly takes a tumble herself.
Inbound pass goes right back for a 3 from Narrow. She can't hit it. Ball bounces along the floor, and Anderson has the offensive rebound. She steps through, puts up a floater, and gets the foul. It's going to be 2 shots for Chauncey Anderson. She goes to the line as the foul goes against Kylie Pepe.
Yeah, and Long Beach State on these last 2 shots from UC Santa Barbara has had the ball in their hands off the rebound, and it's friendly fire that pokes it loose. So the unforced errors starting to mount for the Beach. It's that mental game, Bruce, that the Beach are starting to lose, down by so much, knowing they need to run.
Anderson's first free throw is good. True freshman has played in all 8 games this year, but less than 10 minutes in each of the last 4. Limited run. Still at 12.3 minutes per game on the season. She hits them both here. Anderson with 10 minutes so far tonight and 3 points.
Chauncey Anderson, a player that Coach Jimenez says as an athlete, she's going to be fun to watch, but needs to get it together in practice.
Christy Reynoso, 3 on the other end, and she knocks it down. Reynoso with a triple, and the Beach cut the lead to 16.
The second Reynoso triple of the game.
Narrow handling for UC Santa Barbara, gives it on a bounce to Bradley. She cuts her shoulder down, and it's going to be waved off. An offensive foul goes against Olivia Bradley. Nice job by Reynoso. Was at a height disadvantage in the paint, but was able to draw the offensive foul.
Hey, Long Beach needs a spark to come from somewhere. Bruce Christie Reynoso makes the play on the offensive end, and then is able to set her feet inside the paint. Stands just 5'2". Now she's the primary ball handler, taking it up the floor.
54-37, Santa Barbara ahead of the Beach. Akot gets a pass, goes right back to Jones-Brown. Now across to Reynoso on the left side. Olivia Fernandez sets a screen. Reynoso hands off to Jones-Brown, hesitates, Goes back to Akot on the right side. She drives in quickly. Layup with the right hand. No good. Oliva Fernandez right there, though. Gets the offensive rebound and puts it back in the same motion. 2 points for Oliva Fernandez, and now it's only a 15-point deficit.
And that's the most complete possession we've seen from the Beach in this third quarter.
Narrow drove, but then kicked it right back out. Now drives again. Dumps it off to Anderson. She can't hit the layup. Gets tipped back out to Narrow. She's got the rebound. Grant now on the wing. Santa Barbara with the second chance on the possession. Burke gets a screen, moves to her right, now crosses over, dribbles with the left hand, picks it up, gives on a bounce to the high post for Bradley, and then Santa Barbara calls timeout with 10 to go on the shot clock.
Long Beach State finally puts together a good possession in this third quarter. It all starts from a skip pass and then crashing the paint. It was Rosie Akot with the initial layup, and then Judy Oliva Fernandez, who's now sitting on 4 points tonight, able to get her second bucket to fall. Bruce, this is a Long Beach State team that still has so much to figure out. It's very evident against a good Gauchos team, picked to finish 5th in the Big West this season, but the signs of life are starting to show here in the third quarter. With these final 2 minutes and 39 seconds on the clock, Long Beach State in this next huddle needs to figure out where the spark is going to come from, where the run is going to come from. They cannot keep playing from behind moving into the fourth.
In the preseason coaches poll, UC Santa Barbara finished 5th in the Big West. Long Beach finished 6th, but it's been a tale of 2 separate seasons so far. The Gauchos at 6-1 on the season heading into tonight. Long Beach State still looking for their first win at 0-6.
Yeah, and Renee Jimenez, the head coach for UC Santa Barbara, really a fascinating story with what she's doing with this program. The reason that UC Santa Barbara doesn't have a true big on the floor, their tallest players stand just 6'3". She said that in this era of NIL and the NCAA's rights and all these things that are going on with college basketball, bigs are expensive. In the offseason, she was forced to pivot to a 5-out perimeter playing team that had positional players that could shoot wherever they were on the floor. And it's Jimenez in this second season now with the program who hopes to lead this team not only to the Big West tournament, but to the postseason.
Renee Jimenez, as you said, in her second year at the helm of the Gauchos, went to the Division II Final Four with Cal State San Marcos in the 23-24 season. The 3-time CCAA Coach of the Year as she's taken over this program. Amy Wright in her third season with Long Beach State. It's obviously not been the start to year 3 that she was looking for, but still plenty of time to turn it around. This is the conference opener for Long Beach State.
Yeah, and these are two programs that have a lot of confidence in their head coaches. Renee Jimenez, she's Santa Barbara born and bred. She grew up in Ventura, has memories of walking around the Thunderdome when she was a young child. When she was in high school, she won the 1999 Tournament of Champions as a standout guard for Ventura High School. She says she still has flashbacks walking around the building. She's a coach with so much experience and so many ways to motivate this team that have come out throughout the offseason. We mentioned the postseason before, Bruce. She said that this is a team certainly capable of making the NCAA tournament, a place that the Gauchos have not been since 2011, the 2012 season, where they took UConn all the way down to the wire, only lost by 30. And while that might sound like a lot, it was the smallest margin of victory the Huskies had during their run to the NCAA tournament title. This is a Gauchos team that is certainly on the rise, and all the indications along Amy Wright's team in Long Beach State are that this is a team in transition, a team in progress, but Amy Wright is certainly the coach to trust.
For Long Beach State, they lost 4 of their 5 starters from last year and only got 1 transfer in the portal. So for the most part, it's freshmen and the same group from last year running it back. Kylie Pepe, the only transfer for Long Beach State, coming up from San Diego State. So hasn't gelled so far yet, but they're trailing by 15. 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go in this third quarter. Long Beach State will look to fight back into this. 10 on the shot clock for Santa Barbara as they inbound from underneath the basket. Inbound goes to Bradley, right back to the corner. Grant pulls the 3, no good, it's short. Jones-Brown has the rebound for Long Beach State. 15-point deficit. Jacoya Jones-Brown with a long outlet to Akot, and she loses it along the baseline. It's a turnover for the Beach just a few seconds into the shot clock.
Yeah, Jacoya Jones-Brown, good vision to see Rosie Akot cutting from the baseline, but Santa Barbara had every angle covered. A bit too anxious from the point guard.
Maddie Narrow takes it across, the junior point guard for the Gauchos. Narrow gives it on a bounce to Bradley. On the elbow, Bradley looks for a pass, puts the ball on the floor. Now back to the basket. She hands off, coming up to get it and kicking to the corner. Here's Shaw taking a 3 and knocking it down. Zoe Shaw, the sophomore, hits the triple. It's 57-39.
And Zoe Shaw up to double digits now, 12 points, 5 of 8 from the field.
It's the first make in the last 7 shots for the Gauchos. Back out to an 18-point lead. Oliva Fernandez finds Jones-Brown cutting, and she puts it up and in. Good vision from the forward for Long Beach State, 57-41.
And at one point, Long Beach trailed 39-30. Now they trail 57-41, a 16-point deficit down the wire in quarter 3.
2 screens for Maddie Narrow as she picks up a dribble on the left wing, gives up to the top for Shaw. Now to the high post for Border. Border pump fakes. Now spins back to the basket. Gets tied up and gets the pass away out to the wing. Grant pulls the 3. It's no good. Too strong that time. Oliva Fernandez with the rebound for Long Beach State. She gives it to Jones Brown. 16-point lead for UC Santa Barbara. Christy Reynoso clears out at the top. Jones Brown continuing to dribble on the logo. Now Reynoso moves over to the right wing. Pass to the high post for Oliva Fernandez. Jones Brown gets the handoff right back. Takes a long two. It rims around and falls. Good shot from Jacoya Jones Brown as she's got 15.
Yeah, solid from Jacoya Jones Brown. She dictated that possession, told Christy Reynoso to clear out, got it to her big, and then got it right back. Efficient work from the sophomore.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter. 50 seconds on the clock. Screen here from Maddie Nero on her left side. She gets a couple of defenders trapping her, and then she sails the pass out of bounds. Tried to pivot and find Bradley down in the paint, but the pass was high, and it's a turnover for the Gauchos.
Yeah, and Judy Oliva Fernandez took a gamble defensively, came out to the top of the key to deny the ball handler, left her assignment Bradley wide open on the block, and then she lets out a big scream as that pass goes out of bounds.
57-43, Santa Barbara still ahead by 14. Long Beach State with the ball and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jacoya Jones Brown picks up her dribble, gives over to Reynoso. Amy Wright directing traffic from the sideline. Oliva Fernandez up at the top, just behind the three-point line, looking for a pass. Finds Jones Brown cutting, but then she tips it right out of bounds. The Beach tried to run a similar play call there, except instead of getting the handoff from Oliva Fernandez, Jones Brown tried to go for the back cut. Wasn't really a lane open there. Oliva Fernandez threw the pass anyway, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Long Beach State, what they're trying to do now is get Oliva Fernandez at the top of the key, hoping to get her screening and rolling down to the basket and throw something over the top, exploit the height advantage down on the post.
Shot clock is off, 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Santa Barbara looks like they'll be holding for the last shot. Zoe Shaw dribbles just in front of the half-court stripe. Amy Wright on a knee on the sideline. Shaw now dribbles over to the left side. 7 to shoot as she crosses over, dribbles into the mid-range area. Back out, Grant pulls the three. It's good. Once again, Jessica Grant hits another one. She's got 5 triples for all 15 of her points tonight. It's 60-43 as we hit the end of the third quarter.
Jessica Grant, 50% from beyond the arc tonight, 5 of 10. She is an insane shooter, and she has certainly found her stroke tonight. A big-time bucket to close out the quarter as well. Puts UC Santa Barbara back up by 17, and that lead just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger for the Gauchos. Long Beach State unable to find a response in the third quarter. Now with just 10 minutes to play, the Beach really with nothing to lose. They can take off the brakes and go all gas for these final 10 minutes.
Long Beach State hit their final 3 shots from the field, but the Gauchos continue to shoot well and hold them off. Still a 17-point lead for UC Santa Barbara as we hit the fourth quarter on 22 West Radio. Fourth quarter getting underway between Long Beach State and UC Santa Barbara. It's a 17-point lead for the Gauchos, 60-43 with 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, Long Beach State came out of halftime down by 11. They come into this fourth quarter down by 17. It's the Gauchos who continue to score well, pass well, do everything well. They're scoring at all three levels against this Beach defense that has been worn down by bigs throughout the season and is now having to deal with the deadly guards of UC Santa Barbara.
Consistent scoring for the Gauchos. They had 20 in the first quarter, 21 in the second, and 19 in the third. They continue to make it rain from beyond the arc, 13 for 23 from long range in the game. Oliva Fernandez gives to Reynoso. Long Beach on offense to begin this fourth quarter. Reynoso gets a pass back to the wing. She pulls the three and knocks it down. Christy Reynoso with 9 points in what is probably her best game of the year so far.
Not only the best game of the year so far, that's a new career high now for Christy Reynoso.
Grant brings the ball up. Now a pass up to the top for Burke, and Rosie Akot gets called for a reach as soon as Burke got the pass.
Yeah, Rosie Akot, really a player that's gone quiet. She had 4 points all coming in the first quarter where she was dominant on the glass. She was running the ball in transition. Has not scored in 3 quarters now.
4 points and 2 rebounds for Akot so far tonight. 4 turnovers and 3 personal fouls as well. That's for her coming off a 13-13 performance up at Oregon State last time out. Shaw with the ball for UC Santa Barbara, 8 to shoot. Shaw dribbling just in front of the Long Beach State logo. Screen up at the top. She's getting doubled. It's poked loose, and it's a steal for Oliva Fernandez. 2-on-1. Pass up to Akot. Her layup is through. Assist goes to Jacoya Jones-Brown as the Beach run the transition well. Back down to a 12-point lead. Burke gets it stolen again on the other end. It's Jones-Brown passing up to Akot again. Rosie Akot lost her footing, puts it up off the glass, and no good. Now along the baseline, tracking it down is Zoe Border. So Long Beach can't hit back-to-back transition shots. Now Border trying to go coast to coast. She lays it up, no good though, off the glass. Oliva Fernandez with the rebound, and now the Beach get out to run again. Reynoso, one dribble, the three, air ball. Too strong there, and it'll bounce out of bounds off of Reynoso.
All of a sudden, Long Beach State decides to play the transition game, get out and run, and 2 big missed opportunities. The first from Rosie Akot. She mishandles the pass over the top from Jacoya Jones-Brown, and then Christy Reynoso, having just hit a 3, sends the air ball beyond the baseline, and now Santa Barbara looks to slow the pace.
60-48. Beach still could be within striking distance if they can put together a run. Puente Valverde gives it on a bounce down low to Border. She muscles through, but her shot no good off the back iron. Reynoso has the rebound for Long Beach State. Passes over to Jones-Brown. On the left wing, Jones-Brown crosses over. Now picks up her dribble, goes a skip pass all the way across to Akot on the other wing. Rosie Akot driving along the baseline, gets doubled, steps through, up and under, and lays it in. Rosie Akot with a nice up and under finish along the baseline. And now Long Beach State will call timeout as it's down to a 10-point lead for the Gauchos.
Well, speak of Rosie Akot, and she shall appear. As soon as we lament her play through the first 3 quarters, she shows up big time in the fourth. 4 points in the last 2 minutes for Rosie Akot. Now she's 4 for 7 from the field. That stat line looking a whole lot cleaner. She's finally able to stretch her legs, get out and run, and start making plays. Don't look now, but the Beach are only down by 10.
2 minutes into this fourth quarter, it's 60-50, 10-point lead for the Gauchos. We'll be right back on 22 West Radio. 8 minutes to go in this one. UC Santa Barbara and Long Beach State going head-to-head in the Big West Conference opener. Long Beach on a little run here to open the fourth quarter as it's down to a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, and Rosie Acott finally getting back involved in the fray. Her 4 points are what have the Beach back within striking distance, but now they need a defensive stand against a hot-shooting Santa Barbara team that has not been able to be slowed down all night long.
60-50 Gauchos. Bradley in the high post gets a screen. Now goes back to the basket against Reynoso. Got it stripped. It goes out of bounds along the baseline off of Bradley. Nice play from Pepe coming in from the corner and stripping it right off the Gaucho offensive player and out of bounds.
We mentioned coming into this fourth quarter, Long Beach would play with nothing to lose. As the
and now we're getting a reversal. Came in from the other official along the baseline. Now walking over to the scores table to confirm, but the ball is going back to the Gauchos. The initial ruling on the floor was that it was out of bounds off of Bradley, but instead it'll stay with UC Santa Barbara along the baseline.
And we've seen it a few times in this fourth quarter, Bruce, to continue that point of Long Beach State doubling the ball handler instead of sticking to their defensive assignments as they were through the first 3 quarters. Really, the training wheels have come off defensively for the Beach. They're taking a lot more risks in the front court.
Inbound pass gets poked out of bounds by Acott. So instead of passing it in from the baseline, now they'll pass it in from the sideline. 15 on the shot clock for UC Santa Barbara to work with.
And Amy Wright is telling Jacoya Jones-Brown, go deny the ball, stop doubling down on the block.
Inbound pass goes to the block for Bradley. She goes back out to the top, now to the corner, driving his border, and a foul gets called against Kylie Pepe.
And that late communication from Amy Wright threw everybody off defensively for Long Beach State. Off the initial pass, Jacoya Jones-Brown and Rosie Acott both chase up to the wing, and Long Beach State forced to chase. That's a third inbound in a 1 possession for UC Santa Barbara.
Grant is back on the baseline, looking for a pass this time. Clock winding down, but now she gets it away. Pass goes to Shaw up at the top. Shaw now down low to Bradley. 1 dribble goes back out to the wing. Grant swings corner. 3 for Border. No good. Short. Jones-Brown has the rebound for Long Beach State. 10-point deficit. Jacoya Jones-Brown dribbles across, pushing the pace. Passes to Oliva Fernandez. The 3 on the other end is no good to the right. Ball tipped along the sideline, but Border tracks it down. 10-point lead for Santa Barbara, 7:15 to go. Maddie Nero runs the point. Pepe defending as Nero dribbles with the left hand, gets a screen and the switch, but then passes off to Shaw. Shaw goes to work on Acott. Nice quick crossover. She drives in, layup off the glass, no good. Rosie Acott has the rebound for Long Beach State. Outlet goes up to Reynoso, and then she slows it down a bit on the other end. Dribbles over to the left wing, now goes to the corner for Jones-Brown, right back to Reynoso on the wing. Reynoso now dribbles over towards the right side, passes to Jones-Brown on the left wing. 12 to shoot as Jones-Brown gets a screen from Pepe on the right side. She hesitates, passes down low to Pepe, and it sails out of bounds. High pass from Jones-Brown goes for a turnover.
Now Jacoya Jones-Brown, 4th turnover of the game, and she hangs her head a bit as she crosses the half-court stripe. Knew Kylie Pepe was there, just could not find her the pass too high and out of bounds.
60-50, Santa Barbara ahead. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Nero gets a screen on the left side from Bradley, now getting trapped at the half-court line. On a bounce, gets it to Puente Valverde. Pass down low to Bradley. A hard collision between Bradley and Acott. The foul will go against Rosie Acott as she went for the steal.
And there's another double-team trap, as you mentioned, Bruce, at the top of the key towards the half-court stripe. It was Rosie Acott forced to crash back down low and commit the foul. Now she heads off in foul trouble. That's her 4th personal with 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Amy Wright will hope that's not the last she's able to use Rosie Acott, as she's been influential in this fourth quarter.
17 minutes on the floor and 4 personals for Acott. Inbound pass goes to the corner. Border pump faked and then took it back out to the wing. Pass up top for Puente Verde. She drives in, scoop layup from way up on the elbow. No good off the glass. Jones-Brown has the rebound for Long Beach State. Still only a 10-point deficit as Jones-Brown sets up the offense. Pass to Pepe. Now down low towards Oliva Fernandez. Gets doubled. Back out. Pepe pulls the 3. No good. Off the front of the rim. She gets her own offensive rebound in the corner. Nice perseverance there from Pepe to get another possession. Hand off to Carr just in front of the Long Beach State logo. Kenan Carr now handling. Gives it on a bounce to the high post for Jones-Brown. Screen from Oliva Fernandez. 3 defenders in the area. Pass to Oliva Fernandez. Finds Carr back cutting. Lost it. 1 to shoot. Reynoso chucks it up from the wing. No good. Too strong there. Just did get the shot away, but can't knock it down. 60-50 still the score. Both teams in a scoring drought nearing 2 minutes now. Up at the top. Pass from Nero over to the wing. Now they swing to the corner. 3 from Puente Valverde is good. Julia Puente Valverde hits her first three-pointer of the game, and it's back out to a 13-point lead for the Gauchos.
Now is a potentially momentum-shifting possession as the Beach were not able to capitalize off the offensive rebound. The Gauchos go the other way and break their scoring drought.
Christy Reynoso on the right wing for the Beach. Swings it along. Now Kaw on the left side. Dribbles in. Now sets a screen as she hands off to Jones-Brown. Jacoya Jones-Brown with 5 to shoot, dribbling up at the top. The Beach in a bit of chaos here. Jones-Brown goes to the corner. Pepe wide open 3. No good again off the back iron. Under 5 minutes to go, a 13-point lead for the Gauchos as they have the ball back.
And Long Beach State, that scoring drought extends beyond 3 minutes now. They need a bucket, and they need it fast.
Narrow up in front of the logo. Now a pass gets tipped. It's going to go into the backcourt as Narrow tracks it down. 10 to shoot. Narrow with some speed moves across, steps into the key and lays it up and through with the left hand. Split a couple Long Beach defenders, and then the Red Sea parted. An easy 2 points for Narrow. It's a 15-point deficit again.
Yeah, Narrow, the patience is what pays off there, and Long Beach State just less than 4.5 minutes to go now. Still running that patient offense, looking for the right shot at the right time.
Beach will have to dial up the pressure here soon. Kenan Kaw gives to Oliva Fernandez. Now down low for Pepe, and it sails out of bounds again. The Beach have been unable to link up on those passes into the paint. Oliva Fernandez and Reynoso both check out here. Pukas and Mack back in the game.
Yeah, it was Christy Reynoso, the catalyst of a few big-time threes in the third quarter, and Judy Oliva Fernandez exits. Disappointed in her performance so far tonight, just 4 points in 28 minutes.
65 to 50, Santa Barbara ahead by 15. The Eclipse 4 minutes to go. Narrow dribbles with the left hand, spins back to the wing, then goes up top for Grant. Grant back to Narrow. Narrow jab step, now drives with the left hand, puts up a floater, no good off the glass, gets her own rebound, then goes to the corner. Here's a 3 for Border. It rims out. Pepe has the rebound for Long Beach State.
And you're starting to see the exhaustion set in for Long Beach State. They're not chasing down defensive rebounds as they were in the first half and in that third quarter.
Morgan Mack on the left wing, hands off to Pukas. Now Pukas to Jones-Brown. They pass it along the wing. Pepe gets it on the right side. Now Pepe drives into the key. Back out. Pukas pulls the 3. No good again. Pepe tips it back out. Nice job on the offensive glass. Jones-Brown tracks it down right at the half-court line. 15 on the shot clock. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 15-point deficit. Jones-Brown gets a screen from Pukas. Now steps back on the wing. Passes to Pepe up at the top. 4 to shoot. Now on the left wing. Morgan Mack hesitates. Goes to Kenan Kaw. She just pulls it up and doesn't hit the rim. So the Beach, with 2 chances there, burn up about 50 seconds off the game clock and can't get a bucket.
Yeah, and Amy Wright sent in a play about halfway through the shot clock to Jacoya Jones-Brown, and the off-ball movement just was not fast enough. Long Beach State starting to miss big opportunities down the stretch, less than 3 minutes to go, and they're on a scoring drought that has now eclipsed 4 minutes.
Santa Barbara happy to dribble as much time off the clock as possible. It's Narrow just dribbling in front of the logo. 10 to shoot now as Narrow moves over to the right wing. Passes to Grant. Quick triple again. No good off the left side of the rim, and then it bounces out of bounds. But good time coming off the clock there for UC Santa Barbara. 5.5 minutes is the scoring drought for Long Beach State here in the fourth quarter as the Gauchos are ahead by 15.
At this point in the game, a shot clock violation is just as good as a triple for the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos.
Jacoya Jones-Brown up at the top. Pukas runs over to the right wing. 15 seconds into the shot clock. Now the pass goes to Kenan Kaw. She drives right along the baseline, goes back to the basket, looks for a cutter. Now needs to get a pass away, just does hand it off. Got poked loose momentarily. Jones-Brown has it. Fadeaway shot from the mid-range area, no good. Just from around the free throw line. Santa Barbara has the rebound again. Nearing 2 minutes to go, still a 15-point deficit. Maddie Narrow dribbles at the top, 4 points and 6 assists for Narrow tonight. Taking time off the clock again. Minute 55 in the fourth quarter. Narrow dribbles over to the right wing now with 10 to shoot. She gets a screen on the right side, passes over to Shaw. Now to the corner, Grant, a wide open 3. No good, long that time. Flying in, Shaw tipped it, but Kenan Kaw has the rebound for the Beach. Minute 40 seconds to go. Long outlet to Pukas in the left corner. She crosses over behind the back and then gives to Jones-Brown. The Beach not playing with too much urgency here. Minute and a half to go. They're down by 15. Mack one dribble. She's going to pull the 3. No good. Too strong there again. The Beach scoring drought continuing across 6.5 minutes now in this fourth quarter.
Long Beach has just been run into the ground, and you see the tired faces as they're still in man-to-man defense against the Gauchos, who are continuing to run out the clock the slowest pace their offense has been all night long.
Even the Gauchos in a scoring drought across 3 minutes. Bradley misses the shot from the paint here. Pass goes, or it's tipped out to the corner, and Brenna Pukas has it. Under a minute to go. Brenna Pukas with a pass to Morgan Mack. She takes one dribble, puts it off the glass. It rims out. Rebound again for Narrow. Long Beach is scoring drought out across 7 minutes, and now Morgan Mack fouls in the backcourt.
Yeah, Morgan Mack fouls just to get a break. And you mentioned that scoring drought, Bruce. Long Beach State has played solid defense against UC Santa Barbara at times in this fourth quarter, but after they cut the deficit to 10, they simply have not scored. Not one basket for the Beach. And it looks like if they can't get one in these next 52 seconds, that scoring drought will have extended for 3/4 of this fourth quarter as the final changes are made. And looks like that's the end of the night for Jacoya Jones-Brown as Tyler Samuel Afalabe replaces her.
65-50 with 52 seconds to go. Santa Barbara well on their way to winning this one and improving to 7-1 overall on the season, winning their 6th straight game. Long Beach will drop their 7th straight to open the season.
And off goes Maddie Naro and Zoe Border for UC Santa Barbara as well. The high school teammates exit with impressive performances.
Bradley drives in, gets blocked by Leva Fernandez, gets her own rebound though, and then puts it in. So that breaks a scoring drought of just shy of 4 minutes for the Gauchos. They're ahead by 17, 37 to go. Pass down low to Akat, and then a foul gets called against Puente Valverde of the Gauchos.
Now, that foul's going to be on the floor. It's also going to be the first foul of the fourth quarter for UC Santa Barbara. Actually, that's the first foul of the entire second half for UC Santa Barbara. Such a clean game defensively, a big reason why they're up by 17.
Beach inbounding from the baseline, and Leva Fernandez gets it down low and then puts it in. So the Beach scoring drought expires at 7 minutes and 35 seconds. 67-52. Just about a second and a half between the shot and game clocks. Shaw dribbling just in front of the half-court line. Samuel Afalabi still pressuring. Screen comes up from Puente Valverde. Shaw steps back, gives to Puente Valverde. Got it poked loose. Shaw tracks it down. Now goes to the corner. It doesn't look like Santa Barbara wants to put up a shot here. Bradley up at the top. Now drives in. Goes up with a layup. No good off the glass. And then the game clock will expire. Final score 67-52. UC Santa Barbara goes to 1-0 in Big West play.
Yeah, in the end, it's a very disappointing performance for Long Beach State, coming off a game against Oregon State where they were close and competitive. In fact, they led going into the fourth quarter before a fourth quarter collapse. In this one, it's the second quarter that proves to be the difference, and it's the three-point shooting of UC Santa Barbara and Jessica Grant specifically, who falls just 4 points shy of her career high on the night with 15 points to lead the way for UC Santa Barbara. Still plenty to figure out for Long Beach State as they drop to 0-1 in conference play.
67-52 is the final. UC Santa Barbara comes down to Long Beach State and wins the conference opener. The Beach now for their second conference game will be going on the road on Saturday to play at UC San Diego. That game will start at 1 p.m. and then the Beach will have a little non-conference stretch once again before the third Big West game will be across the new year on January 3rd against Cal Poly.
Yeah, still a lot of positives to take away from this game, especially the way Long Beach State started. It was the start of this season, Bruce, where Long Beach State was getting blown out in the first quarter. Today they hang tough and competitive with a Gauchos team that is one of the best offenses in the Big West. Keep it close and competitive, 20-20 the score at the end of the first, but the Gauchos pull away in the second, the third, and then the fourth quarter. Consistent scoring as they score 20, 21, and 19 in the first three quarters and come away with their first conference win. The Gauchos team that has their eyes set, as we mentioned, not only on the Big West postseason, but in the NCAA tournament in March.
That'll do it for us here at the Pyramid. Long Beach State falls to 0-7 on the season, 0-1 in conference play. The Gauchos win their first conference game. They're 7-1 overall. Can tune in to the men's basketball game for Long Beach State. They're playing up in Santa Barbara in their own conference opener. That game tied at 51 apiece with 8 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the second half. So that should be a good finish. But that's all for us here at the Pyramid. For JayDe Beaudry next to me, Alex Prado on the board in the studio, and our engineer Christian Wiseman. I'm Bruce Kuntz. This has been Long Beach State women's basketball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. Beginning, well, we'll be back on the air Thursday, or Saturday that is, at 6 o'clock for Beach men's basketball as they make their conference home opener. Hope you join us for that, and thanks for tuning into this one today.